Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor may well provide that much-needed stimulus to the Indian economy. The corporation will roll out bids worth 8,000 crore rupees in Gujarat and Maharashtra alone from December 2014 onwards. And it's along this corridor we're likely to see the country's first few little Singapores. That's the terminology that was used by External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to explain the cooperation sought from Singapore to develop smart cities in India. But that was before the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Japan. So are we also likely to see little Tokyos along the DMIC? Here's a report by Lata Venkatesh and Sonia Shenoy.
Construction economic activity in the country is all set to get a kickstart. The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor Development Corporation will roll out a massive 8,000 crore rupees of bids for construction of the first two projects under this corridor, the Dholera Special Investment Region in Gujarat and the Shendra-Bitkin Industrial Park in Maharashtra. These orders will be rolled out from December this year to March next year.
First phase of all these smart cities, we are looking at the end of 2019 for the first phase of these cities. When I say the first phase, I mean the first phase of the bigger of the five cities. The two of them which are bigger of the five cities, namely Dholera and Shendra-Bitkin. The first phase we hope to complete by the end of December 2019.
Taileen Kumar, the MD and CEO, also said that the DMICDC has decided to go ahead with 5 cities in all, the other 3 being in Greater Noida, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana. These 5 are part of the 8 smart industrial cities that have been planned along the length of the corridor. Phase 1 of the DMIC will be completed by 2019. Kumar admitted that land acquisition would turn out to be a major challenge for state governments as the project progressed.
Land acquisition has been a challenging task for state governments, especially since the acquisition of the new Land Acquisition Act. And it will make land acquisition more difficult as we go along. And we have to solve this problem if industrial cities have to come up. In all these 5 cities, we have land available with us. And the state government has been very proactive in making land available to us. And that is the reason why we are able to move ahead in these 5 cities.
The Japan Bank for Industrial Cooperation and Japan Industrial Cooperation Agency combined have together committed $4.5 billion for the DMIC. The Prime Minister's recent visit to Japan, that country committed $35 billion in the next 5 years through public and private sector projects. It's quite possible, therefore, the DMIC won't be starved for funds, though Indian companies will have to reckon with global competition for these projects. In Mumbai, with Sonia Shenoy, Lata Venkatesh.
Second homes, leisure homes, weekend getaways, whatever you call it, that's the segment which is grabbing attention in the market. Developers and investors across the country are rallying to add this space to their portfolio. Manasvi Gilani brings you the destinations, trends and what's in it that you need to look for before you invest in a second home.
From HCC's Lavasa Corporation announcing its entry onto the Laos Street, to L&T Finance buying 20 hectares in that city, to Maharashtra Tourism Authorities starting a seaplane service between Mumbai and Lonavala. And all this and more has revived the buzz in country's second home space once again. Jones Lang LaSalle is of the view that most holiday home locations in the country have shown around 8 to 12% appreciation per year, and this is because the segment to a large extent is immune to recession in the market and the slump in the sector.
Lonavala, Alibag, closer to Bombay, these are the two favorite destinations most ultra HNIs look at. Whereas when you look at Delhi, it's farmhouses, which is the evergreen concept, which is not specifically related to slowdown. We saw farmhouses doing well irrespective of the economy not doing well. So farmhouses in and around 150 kilometers of Delhi was doing exceedingly well. When we come to Chennai, Pondicherry kept doing well, though Pondicherry is not actually a holiday destination, but it is actually a second home destination for more Chennaites. So that has been doing exceedingly well in terms of appreciation, in terms of demand.
This segment's prominence seems to be most visible than ever it was before. Classic example being the Lavasa project. According to PropertyWala.com, residential plots in Lavasa city as of today stand at 2 crore per acre, vis-a-vis 1.2 crore in July 2012. while studio apartments today cost 30 lakh, while 1 and 3 BHK apartments range between 55 lakh and a crore. This is a spike of 10% in 2 years, and this despite a slew of controversies surrounding the delay in clearances and environment approvals. Furthermore, Lavasa Corporation very recently filed its 750 crore initial public offering. In November 2010, Lavasa Corporation had got steady clearance for an IPO to raise up to 2,000 crore, but bad market conditions and environmental issues forced the IPO on the back burner. The mixed-use township project is going to spread across 10,000 hectares in Lavasa near Pune. While the first phase of Lavasa is nearing completion, the proposed commercial business park in the second phase is likely to be completed by October 2015. So far, the company has handed over more than 600 residential units to City Management Service Department and over 500 units to the customers. Moreover, more recently, corporate like L&T Infra Finance signed an agreement with Lavasa Corporation to purchase 20.23 hectare of land with a development potential of 5 lakh square feet at Mugao Town in Lavasa City. Mugao happens to be the second town being developed in Lavasa City.
L&T Infra Finance is expected to open up back office operations of L&T Financial Services on its Lavasa property. This is going to be a strong kicker for job opportunities that have been thriving in Lavasa, ultimately leading to an uptick in sales that have been a dampener for Lavasa all this while. Besides, even Apollo Lavasa hospitals have started their full-fledged operations. But why just Lavasa? There have been several other destinations with good supply of row houses and bungalows from national leading developers like Tara Housing, Lodha Group, Puranics, Della Technica, DLF, to name a few.
Once upon a time, we always perceived Pune as a city which is close to the financial capital of India, Bombay, and it survived. The population which was in Bombay thought of retiring in Pune or sending their kids for education in Pune. Pune no longer is a poor cousin of Bombay. Pune on itself commands 17 to 18% of office supply today in terms of absorption. So Pune is itself creating 50,000 odd jobs today, which we never thought 10 years back. Keeping that in mind, Lavasa also holds an opportunity of that aspect because it has water. That's the more critical part today for any city is water, well-planned city, and keeping in mind the complete infrastructure.
Latest that's adding to Lonavla's attraction is Maharashtra Tourist Development Corporation's commercial seaplane flight service from Mumbai to the tourist destination of Pavna Dam in Lonavla for 3,000 per person one way. The service has been launched by a private firm, Maritime Energy Heli Air Services, which has been operating seaplanes in India for the past 3 years in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The company, along with MTDC, is planning to eventually connect Mumbai with multiple tourist destinations close to 4 water bodies. And as connectivity gets closer, demand for second home is expected to grow. The seaplane service will soon be available for religious cities like Shirdi, Mehradabad, and other destinations like Nasik and Mahabaleshwar, which take up to 6 hours by road.
Any infrastructure push is always gives further flip to the whole perspective in terms of whole valuation. We've seen people buying yachts worth $500,000 and $1 million yachts to commute just from Bombay Gateway of India to Alibag. So I don't think 6,000 rupees is really going to matter. It's only option of having an option available. We've seen a lot of people taking helipad from Mumbai Mahalakshmi Race Course to reach out to their holiday homes in Lonavala or Mahabaleshwar. I think anything which is available today, there is a consumer for it. It's good that there is something available, and that will only add value to that whole proposition.
Not just Lonavla or places around Maharashtra. According to JLL, other holiday home destinations grabbing attention at various price points are Alibag, Dehradun, Darjeeling, Mysore, Pondicherry and Vizag, with apartments ranging as displayed. And if you're looking for a home away from your home, here's what you need to keep in mind before you lock your hard-earned money in there.
When you buy a holiday home or a second home, you always look at luxury, which is most important part, and one needs to see that what I'm not getting in my city home, I'm getting it there. The second important part is the title and the pedigree of the developer you're buying it from. Title of the land, most important is. That should be, you should not basically take a shortcut there. You should always go and get the best consultant and lawyers there in terms of identifying the right property there. The third thing which comes to my mind is the exit option. Very often we find that, okay, I'm parking this money for my future and stuff like that. Tomorrow, if in case you need to liquidate the property, you will be running pillar to post to get a buyer for the property. That's the last thing one should be looking at. So you should buy into a gated community, typically looking at where you can actually offer it to a neighbor, maybe friends and neighbors and everybody, So we have seen a lot of people who bought into Alibag land and they get into litigation, and later on they basically spend the rest of their lives in sorting those litigations.
Living in style is everyone's dream. So to make your dream come true, remember these tips and invest wisely. In Mumbai, Manasvi Gilani.
With that, we're completely out of time on this edition of Prime Property. Do remember, you can always email us your feedback, viewer queries, or even experiences with developers that you may want to share. Our email address is primeproperty@network18online.com. You can also tweet me. See you same time next week.